Some people have been trying to report into existence a sale of the Seattle Seahawks. It prompted Jody Allen, the owner of the team. She inherited the team along with the Portland Trailblazers and the rest of her brother's estate from Paul Allen when he passed in 2018, to issue a statement yesterday saying the two teams aren't for sale. Now, this comes after weeks of speculation and reporting. Phil Knight, the Nike founder, supposedly submitted an offer to Jody Allen for the Portland Trailblazers. Plenty of talk about the Seahawks and the Trailblazers being for sale. So they're not for sale now. But if you read the statement, if you saw our article at PFT and you saw some of our tweets on this, it's pretty clear that eventually the teams are going to be for sale. And if you peel back the language and parse it out and think about it, and you consider some of the reporting out there, and this all started with a suggestion from a radio host in Portland whose name escapes me at the moment, that Paul Allen's trust calls for these properties to be sold so that the money can be devoted to some of his pet projects, some of his causes. That's going to happen eventually. Now, they're creating the impression there's no timetable for that. And this gets back to what I was talking about earlier as it relates to Baker Mayfield. The Seahawks are trying to set up, in my estimation, the idea that we're not interested in selling. That drives up the price. The price ends up being whatever someone pays. Broncos, $4.65 billion. Do you really think that that number was driven by some specific calculation of revenues and net worth? No. Something is worth whatever someone will pay for it. If someone really wants it, they'll pay enough to get it. And if part of your leverage is, I'm just going to keep it and I'm in no rush to sell, that drives the price higher, results in more money that ultimately goes through Paul Allen's estate to the causes he wants to support. So it's smart. And also the other thing to remember, there was some reporting on this a couple of weeks ago. Again, I can't remember who it came from, but the idea that the deal for the Seahawks' current stadium requires 10% of the proceeds of a sale of the team to go to the state of Washington if it's done before May of 2024. This isn't going to be done before May of 2024. And I guarantee you that if they get an offer they like at some point after May of 2024, or if the offer comes in just before that and they get the deal done after May, 2 years from now, they'll take it. They'll take it. But you get more that way than if you just hold an auction. When you hold an auction, you don't know who's going to show up. You don't know when they're going to put the paddles up, when they're going to put the paddles down. As we reported, Josh Harris was willing to pay $5 billion for the Broncos, but he didn't want to bid $5 billion unless he knew $5 billion would get it done. He couldn't get that assurance, so he didn't do it. So what happens? The Walmart clan saves $350 million. Josh Harris could offer $5 billion right now for the Seahawks. It's not for sale. How about 5.1? It's not for sale. How about 5.2? Not for sale. How about 5.5? Not for sale. How about 6? Sold. That's how it works. So there's high stakes. It's a dance. There's a lot of nuance. But at the end of the day, it's very simple. You want part of your leverage to be, I'm just going to keep it. I'm just going to keep it. How about this much? I'm just going to keep it. How about this much? I'm just going to keep it. At some point, you say, yeah, fine. I'll sell.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.